Good morning, everyone at all. Welcome to the webinar on the topic Impact of Volunteership on Developing Managerial Competencies. You might find a slight change in the topic. That is one more word added, that is NSS, because this study was done among NSS volunteers, but this is applicable to many other volunteership. As we proceed, I will give an idea about how I reached into this research and how the impact of volunteership on managerial competency was discovered. Let's slowly move on with the grace of God. So this is the background of the study. I have been a faculty in Marian College, Kuttiganam for last 6 years. And this is my alma mater, and this is where I did my degree. And I was a NSS volunteer during those days. As well as when I did my PG also, it was found that some students are really volunteering for certain activities. Maybe in formal volunteership, maybe in informal volunteership, but some students are ready to take up responsibilities and they make a difference. But what motivates them? It's not money, it's not fame, it's not anything, but it's some intrinsic reward that motivates them. And there should be something that they must be getting. Myself is teaching in the management area. I'm a faculty in Master of Management in Hospitality. So I'll say about that area also, because this study is based on research that happened in the area of hospitality management. So coming to NSS, National Service Scheme is an organization which has been there in India for almost 51 years, and it has touched crores of lives, crores of students in the school and college days. And NSS stands as an unseen thread connecting people across religions, across caste, across states, across different ethnicities. And I think this really helps in keeping the unity and diversity of India. And it has contributed in creating responsible citizens, leaders, politicians, academicians, managers, and all world over. NSS helps in imbibing Gandhian values, and people practice that in their lives through community living, through living with scarce resources, through adjusting with adverse situations, and doing selfless service. Though the formal volunteership is only for 2 years, normally an NSS volunteer, once a volunteer, is always a volunteer. In Kerala, NSS has an aptavakyam or a motto, that is Manasu Nannavate. Let your minds be good. Let our minds be good. And that is really the essence of that volunteership. But there are many other volunteership organizations in many colleges, organizations, universities, etc. But all this has its impact. In 2006, I was a volunteer myself. 2006 and 8, I was a volunteer myself in my college days. And in 2010-12, I was also part of the same kind of NSS living, but in a different organization. And it has continued ever since. I never felt like leaving that. 2014, I joined in the college for teaching. And in the class experiences and out of class experiences, as well as observing students across the college, in many other colleges, it's found that some students are taking up a lot of responsibilities without anyone prompting them, without anyone compelling them. It may be activities for the class, it may be activities for the society, for the family, for the college, etc. But they are really taking up leadership. But what motivates them? And what is the advantage of such volunteership? So that was something which aroused a curiosity, and this study was done. In 2020, a national integration camp was held in our college, in Marian College, Kuttiganam. And in 2021, from tomorrow onwards, that is 21st January onwards, we are hosting an online camp amidst COVID pandemic. Maybe the first time in the 50 years history of NSS that this year every college is going to host online camps. Situation matters so, but still things are working. Again, it's wonderful to see that students are volunteering for taking up initiatives, even in these online camps. Though they miss a lot of activities, though they miss a lot of living together in an atmosphere, in the adversities, in a village life, but still they are all volunteering for this online 7-day camp too. So it's a wonderful experience. Coming back to where I did my study, it was National Integration Camp, which held in the college. So this is the significance of the study. That is, what all are the managerial competencies? That is, what all are the things that are developed through volunteership? And when some students volunteer for, yes, I'm ready to do this, or I will take up the leadership, or I will do this. I will just it may be just one student may be volunteering every day to clean the board. One student may be taking the role to every day do something for the class, but it all matters. So, what is the impact of such a volunteership? That's what we are going to see. So, these are managerial competencies. They are the skills, motives, attitudes which are necessary for a job, and it includes such characteristics like communication skills, problem solving, and many other skills. There's a list of skills which are based on this study. This is a study which was conducted in the USA, comparing students and managerial perceptions of essential entry-level managerial competencies in the industry, an empirical study. That is, a study was conducted among managers as well as students to find out what all are the managerial skills which students perceive most important to enter an industry. What all are the skills that recruiters or the managers perceive that these students should have when we are recruiting them from the college? So if there's a mismatch, it really affects the job performance. It really affects the competency of students in getting jobs. So this study was conducted in USA, but this is applicable universally. Situations may change slightly, but these people have tried to find out some variables, and based on that, they have tried to see what all are the major managerial skills that managers look for, as well as students feel that it's important. So this is the study, and this was the result of that study. That is, they felt like willingness to learn, teamwork skills, and oral skills were the most important skills that were perceived by managers. But for students, excuse me, sorry. But for students, the top three skills were, sorry for that. Yes, the students perceive that oral communication skills, teamwork skills, as well as knowledge of the industry are the most important skills for the entry-level managers. So that was what the study said. Now, applying this to this study, this study tries to determine between what all are the major managerial skills. Okay, coming to the 19 skills that they identified, that Jiang and Alexakis identified in the study are. These are the 19 skills that they identified. That is, they did a lot of literature review, and they found that, and they interviewed many industry recruiters, many students, and they tried to compile it to a list. And this was the 19 skills that they identified as most crucial for entry-level managers. And they asked them to rank, they asked them to give the preference based on this. And this was the basis for the study. This was the basis for the study that I did. And this study was conducted among National Integration Camp students that were in Kutikano. That is, the students were from all across India. They were from 10 different states spread across India, from all parts of India, north, east, south, west, northeast, and every part of India. Students were there. And this was the respondents for this study. A 7-scale questionnaire was used, and data was collected. There were almost 200 volunteers and 15 program officers here in our campus. And the study was conducted using a Google form that was circulated then and there among them, and the data was collected explaining each question. That is, what do you mean by this managerial skill? And they were asked to rank which all are their preferences. They feel like during their 2-year volunteership, what was the skills that they feel like is improving. That these students also have took up pain to come all down to Kerala, that is traveling 3 or 4 days one side from northeast, from North India and all, and they were here for this camp. So it means that they are ready to put up. They are volunteering for something which their counterparts were not doing. So he was asking them, what is the skills that you think which is improving through this volunteership? And these were the objectives of the study, already said and done. And this was the findings. According to the students, these are the 8 top skills based on a ranking. They were asked to give different rankings, and compiling, that is, we took this way. Those who gave top ranking, rank 1 and rank 2. That is, most students gave rank 1 for this much, and the second most ranked was these things. So based on this ranking, a compiled list was prepared, and this list says that teamwork skill is one thing they feel like that improves through volunteership. Another thing is that self-confidence and poise. That is, when they go for volunteership, their self-confidence is improved a lot. The next one is willingness to learn and explore new things. The next one is oral communication skills. That is, they get a lot of platform to speak up. They get a lot of platform to express their opinions and come in front of public and speak. So it improves their oral communication skills. And maybe giving directions to the volunteers, maybe working together in a group. At that time, oral communication skills improve a lot through volunteership. Next is flexibility and adaptability to situations. One thing that comes to my mind is one experience shared by a volunteer during a camp. She never ever had food in a plate that someone else had. She always wanted her own plate and utensils for having food. But in that NSS camp, they had a practice that everyone must be having common plates and all, and that will be washed and kept in an area. It will be neatly washed and all. But the next time when you take, you may not be getting the same plate that you used last time. Now, no one had anything on their own. Everything was common. So that thing was a first experience, and she said that changed her perceptions a lot. So there is flexibility and adaptability. A simple example for flexibility and adaptability. We know as NSS volunteers or as teachers or as we all know that situation. That is, we may be living in the minimalistic situations during the camp. We may be the food may be minimum. The accommodation facilities, you may be lying down on the floor. The roof may not be that good. The toilet facilities, everything may be having you may be having a hard time all during the NSS days, but that gives a lot of adaptability and flexibility and confidence to live in any situation. Next, they were able to plan their own work. That is, during the volunteership, they were given extra activities, or they may be taking up extra activities than their studies. So they will be planning their own work. They will be giving priorities. They will be doing their work in that way. Next is time management skills. That is, when they have to do multiple activities, when they take up volunteership for certain things, when they take up leadership, they learn time management skills, which is very crucial for leaders and which is very crucial for any organization. Time is money, as we know. Next is problem solving skills. When we take up any volunteership, any responsibility, anything, definitely problems are there to come. And there is no problem without a solution. Somehow they find new problems, new solutions, new out-of-the-box thinkings will come. So these are some of the managerial skills that are developed through volunteership. And this is the way the study was done. A 7-point questionnaire. And so most of them ranked this. That is, most of them. See, out of 107 volunteers, 71 of them said that teamwork skill is very important. Likewise, self-confidence and poise, 66 of them said that it is very much important. Again, another 66 said that willingness to learn is important. Another 65 said that oral communication skill is very important. Planning their own work is very important, according to almost 59 persons. And flexibility and adaptability, they feel like, is developed through volunteership for almost 60 students. And time management as well as problem solving skills were also said to be some of the important skills that were developed through managerial competencies, through volunteership. Definitely, other managerial competencies also develop through volunteership skills. If you take this study and if you apply it anywhere, even in a classroom, even you do it with a single person, you can definitely find that managerial competencies are definitely improved through volunteership. I think we must ask our students to take up more volunteership, more internships, more responsibilities, maybe online, maybe offline, but definitely doing such things will improve their managerial skills and improve their employability, their entrepreneurship skills, and it can help a lot. Some open-ended questions were also there, and some suggestions were taken from that. That is there's a positive relationship between volunteership and managerial competencies without any doubt, and such programs should be improved, and that should be implemented more, and that should be given more one more priority, such like NSS, NCC, organizing programs, initiatives, formal and informal volunteership in many other organizations, etc. Then some of the top 5 managerial skills that are developed. Yeah, this is already said, and this is never. There is some say that such volunteership. Why should I take this volunteership? My duty is just to study. My duty is just to finish this and go. But if everyone thought like that, we would never have a Mahatma Gandhi. We would never have Nelson Mandela. We would never have Mother Teresa's. It is because of someone's sacrifice that we all are here. We are all here living in the earth. We all are here enjoying certain facilities that we have now. It's because someone volunteered for some things. So this study can be taken, this study can be expanded with more samples, and definitely it can give us more insights that giving volunteership, students taking a volunteership is really, really important for our nation building as well as for a better world. Definitely, there are limitations for this study. The time was limited. The sample size was only just 100 or 107 volunteers were there as samples, though it was from across India. This study has to be done across formal and informal platforms, formal and informal volunteership platforms. Then only we can say that we can clearly find out what all are the managerial skills that are developed, and that model can be implemented in other organizations, other volunteership activities through too. So that's all about my study. Thank you.